because we talking about Drag Race politics. So you already know the episode of Drag Race aired, the final, the third episode in the second bracket, which was a hot ass mess, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the show. I thought Mistress did her big one. She definitely did what needed to be done in regards of the show and the show continuing to be the messy. And I will say this, if it wasn't for Mistress, I do feel like the show would be boring. This season would be boring. I don't think a lot of people would be as excited. So yeah, she's bringing the stunts, the shows, and the shenanigans, even though there's a lot of people that aren't necessarily excited over the way she's going about things or how she's going at, you know, how she's taking advantage at the expense of others and doing mean things at the expense of others. But she's talking about it. And Mistress says that she's tired of y'all getting all bent out of shape over the drama that's happened on the show. So in a new interview, the Texas-based drag diva said that those who are taking Drag Race seriously are stupid as fuck. Child, I can definitely hear y'all cussing her out for saying that. I was like, excuse me? Who you call stupid? Now, Bracket Tour All-Star 10 is drawing to a close and provided us with 3 of the most jaw-dropping episodes of recent Drag Race history. Maya Amon LePage might be the queen of flips, but this bracket's puppeteer, Mistress Isabelle Brooks, is the queen of tricks. Now, from episode 1, she, with a little help from her right-hand woman, Georges, was hoodwinking her competitors, Kerry Colby, Tina Burner, Nicole Page Brooks, who, I'm sorry, but Nicole, you are my spirit animal. I am living for you this season. And the shade and the read, she was like, you over here crying like a bitch. When she said to Mistress, Mistress was trying to show like she had a heart, and she got cursed out by another Brooks, Nicole Page. So anyway, as I continue, Lydia Butthole Collins Brooks, Mistress's new drag daughter, managed to get away from being a victim of her tomfoolery. Because remember, at one point when it came down in the beginning, when they had to choose who they were going to give their votes to, Nicole gave her vote to Carrie. Carrie gave her vote to Lydia because they had a little talk earlier in the previous episode where it was like, oh, if you help me, you got me in the point situation. And then Lydia gave her point. Lydia gave her point to Carrie, which pissed off Tina Burner. And I was trying to remember, who did Tina give her? Oh, Tina gave her point to Nicole. So she was expecting Lydia to give her a point. But then again, I was just like, I don't know if she necessarily wanted a 110% co-sign on that little alliance that she had with Tina, which Tina's like, it's going to be real interesting because you was over there flirting with Lydia and she didn't know about her relationship with Corey. She said, I got a gig with Corey this weekend. So we'll be waiting to see how this turns out as they do on the show. So we'll find that out when it comes down to it. So yeah. So now the beginning of episode 2, as y'all know, saw Mistress ensnare Georges into an impromptu plan to dupe Kerry and Nicole out of MVQ points. Georges and Mistress took the points offered by Kerry and Nicole, but then decided to offer their points to each other, leading themselves with 2 points and Nicole and Kerry with none. And you know that Nicole and Kerry were gagging. Nicole was pissed, and we already saw that stuff, and yeah, that pissed a lot of the fandom off. So Mistress's cunning didn't stop there. Now, at the beginning of episode 3, she falsely told Carrie and Nicole that Tina and Lydia were planning to do the same thing, leaving Tina riled up. And she knows how to get up under Tina's skin. But it'll be interesting to see, like, when now, well, I don't want to jump the gun yet and then revealing too much stuff. So let's just continue with what they got to say here. Now, at the end of episode 3, with all challenges completed, and Georges and Lydia confirmed to make it through to the semifinals, because, you know, they performed to Beyonce's This Ain't Texas. Texas Hold'em. How do I forget the name of the damn song? But anyway, so yeah, they performed that song, and I know Mistress is pissed. Because I was sitting there like, girl, if you actually spent the time and the energy actually focused on giving a good performance and trying to be in the top with the girls instead of the stunts, the shows, and the shenanigans, then we wouldn't have had a problem. You would have made it. But I feel like the stunts, the shows, and the shenanigans have outweighed, you know, your charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. So I do feel like you need to focus on that. You can balance it. You can still be messy, but you got to prove as to be like, yeah, your talent should be speaking for yourself instead of you constantly saying it in untucked. My talent is this and my drag is this. It's like, okay, girls, like if you got to keep saying it 50 million damn times and convince yourself, then it might not be so true as you think it is. Or maybe you don't believe it, so that's why you got to constantly say it. So yeah, as you can see in the picture, this is our top three. So even after the way the girls voted, and I was sitting there like, Mistress, I know you don't think that Nicole and Carrie and them are going to give you, what needs to be given. Hence how, I don't know how she thought she was going to get them votes. Hence how we got to go to this clip. Hopefully, I do not get demonetized for playing it. Of Carrie Colby having to go in and let have on Mistress during the final deliberation. Please hold.
You know what, bitch? Yeah, I am a motherfucking fake bitch to you, girl. Because, like, what the fuck? You've been nothing but fake this entire fucking competition. And you really fucking tried me. And I know you feel like shit for that, you bitch.
So there you have it. And people was going in on Carrie and stuff. And I'm sitting there like, look, I know you wasn't expecting me to give you my point, and you saying that, oh, I'm giving my point to Lydia, whatever the case is, because if I would have known she's gonna be a fake bitch, I was like, wait a minute, so you had no intention because you didn't know what Carrie was gonna write in the lipstick on the mirror. So you never had any intention. Even if she would have gave you the point, you was giving that point to somebody else. So it was like, yeah, if you're gonna do me dirty and if you're gonna break my trust, I don't trust you because I'm not gonna give you a point and get you when you was the one that initiated playing dirty. I always say this, like if you're gonna stand on business and be messy, but you can't poke the bear and tell the bear how mad to get. And then I had somebody in my on my comments when I was going, because I've been posting, there's been a lot of discourse about this episode on my social media platforms. And when I was talking to people about it, they was like, oh, the girls are fine. They're not all up. I mean, they're not hurting for whatever. They're still successful and all this other stuff outside the show. I'm like, because they talking about Nicole Page Brooks. Yeah, Nicole Page Brooks is that girl. She's still been an icon long before she came back on the show. She's holding down Atlanta. So she's doing good with where she's at. Although now coming on Drag Race, it has introduced her to a newer audience who did not know Nicole Page Brooks, who wasn't paying attention to Nicole Page Brooks at that time. So yeah, that definitely boosts her cachet. But you have to think about all these other girls. You don't necessarily know what their livelihood is. Not everybody is getting a lot of bookings at a lot of places. You know how the industry is. They all go for who's the loudest, who's the craziest, who's the one that's the most popular right now, and they focus on them. And then after a while, you start to see a decline in your bookings. Selena S. Titties did a whole thing on this. And some people probably say, maybe girl, because you don't stand out. But for the most part, it's just like, not everybody is able to come out here and hustle hard the way that Mistress has, because Mistress has her YouTube stuff. She was doing things with Bob the Drag Queen when she went on her thing, and she was doing all this other stuff, and she's selling wigs and all this other stuff. So Mistress is that girl who's able to hustle outside of not necessarily 110% dependent on Drag Race. Because I think when she had an injury, she was relying on selling wigs and stuff to make ends meet. So she's a hustler. Not everybody has that tenacity. Not everybody has that spirit. So yeah, when some people come on the show and they taking it seriously and they want to make it to whatever, and you coming in with sabotage because you feeling away, yeah, I'd be tight. Because it's like, I'm trying to play a fair game. But then again, you got to realize, this is reality TV. It's a competition. Who's gonna be up in here? Like integrity, fairness, all that other stuff. Okay, that's. I know some people just don't see it that way, and unfortunately, that's the way it is. So, oh yeah. So Halan was the first week I did something very nasty and out of character, and I stole Nicole and Kerry's point, and I did tell Kerry I was going to give her a point, and I do think she did very well this challenge. However, I knew she was going to be a fake bitch and not give me her point, so I gave my point to Lydia. You knew that she was going to, first of all, you had no intention of giving that. You was just real quick-witted and was like, you know what? I had no intention of giving her that damn point from the beginning. So that's why you did what you did. So let's not sit up here and try to just throw it off on her and try to act like that was the plan all along, because I do not think that was your plan, sis. But anyway, let's get to what she had to say to Entertainment Weekly. Now, speaking to Entertainment Weekly about the fallout from the episode and the whole bracket, she urged people to look, because I had to give you all, a little bit of a recap to go in with this. She said people need to lighten up and enjoy the game. She said, quote, I wish more people would publicly celebrate the shenanigans because that's what drag is all about. The sooner people stop crucifying the girls for making good TV, that's when we'll get more iconic moments just like this. Well, you know, some people was in the comments and they was like, oh, y'all be talking about the show is boring, that y'all want good TV. And when they finally give you good TV, y'all just be like, oh, we don't want it like that though. So which one is it? Because it's almost as if y'all want it both ways. She also went on to say, I don't give a fuck about ruining people's lives and acting a fool on TV because to me, it's just TV. She continued, I think for any bitch to take this serious, you must not know what you're signing up for. That's like if we went on Family Feud and I'm fucking crying because I lost. That sounds stupid as fuck. We're all here to play a game. Now, in a statement shared on her Twitter page yesterday, she thanked her co-stars for making Bracket 2 chaotic and unhinged, saying, quote, before the last episode of Bracket 2 comes out, I just want to say how special and iconic this journey has been. The experience has been so different than any original season or than my original season of Drag Race, and I'm forever grateful for those who continue to support the show and show love. Since the start, I want the girls to focus on making iconic TV, and that we most definitely did. The bracket has been so cutthroat, shady, chaotic, and unhinged. I am truly a fan of each and every one of my sisters. They are all so fucking amazing in their own right, and I can't wait till y'all see how this plays out. Well, there was more because I had wound up pulling some more screenshots. I think I might have one in here. Hold on as I pull that up because there was one where she also, you know, addressed. Well, she was first of all she was blocked by Sasha Colby. That was revealed by old girl. That was revealed by Kerry Colby. So she said, hold on, because I'm gonna have to expand on it a little bit. The question was that I had to clarify after Willem said on X that you were removed from the season 15 group chat. Because here's the thing, what a lot of people probably don't know, and we're probably gonna get that into the next story with Kerry Colby, because Kerry and Willem were actually guests on Roscoe's viewing party. And they were spilling a lot of tea on there, including Kerry, which is one of the topics we have coming up after this one. So she said, if Kerry wants to put that out there, we can get into it. When this happened, Kerry went home and told Sasha a bunch of lies, and Sasha got upset with me. Apparently, Kerry felt like she was the most robbed queen in Drag Race history, which, if that's the case, how did you do 3 challenges and not win 1? It's a prime example of people taking things too seriously. What happened on TV, Kerry brought that drama into the real world, and that's why I'll never fuck with her. But yeah, Sasha and I have each other blocked. I'm like, you said all of that to get to the point of Sasha Colby blocking you. And then there was another story where it was brought up as well, because I was like, I want y'all to read that. Hold on, let me pull that up. So yeah, she went and said, you called Kerry a fake bitch for giving her point away. What's your relationship like now? She said, Kerry and I are frenemies. I love her. I have no issues. Maybe I have borderline personality disorder. I can leave it in TV land. This doesn't matter for me. I do so much content and run businesses. This is a drop in the pond. This is one of the projects I'm doing. That's where the disconnect is. Some people's lives solely revolve around this, and I'm blessed that's not the case for me. I'm good with Kerry, and I know what happened and is just in make-believe land. She's very emotional, and watching the episodes, I think she's getting upset all over again. I'm hoping after this ends, she realizes how loved she is. I meant what I said about being her Texas sister. If I was in the bottom last week, I would have given her my point. And because I would have loved her to make it through with Georges and I, because I know Kerry would flop at the end. So Mistress out here being a mess. I'm wondering if Mistress is someone who's more of a logical thinker, like she's someone who's not very emotional and just hard because, being a big girl and some people deem you not attractive, so you had to be the funny, messy one. And it's kind of like, you know what, in so many ways when people say, who hurt you, sis? Because all this other stuff that's going around, it's like, yeah, It's just messy because what was it? And Kerry said in her recent interview with EW, she said there's a line of villainry. You can pull a stunt and call someone ugly in a roast. You can get shady and dark sided, but there's a certain level that when you start to get personal and use emotional moments to manipulate things, plant seeds, and start narratives, that's when it starts giving Hannibal Lecter, Jeffrey Dahmer. It's giving Alcatraz, honey. That's what she said. And so, you know what? The doing Carrie and Nicole dirty, spreading lies about Tina, it is all entertaining. But then, like I said before, um, when it affects other people on a personal level, is it all worth it in the end? So yeah, I love the fact that you're making great TV and all the other stuff, but you have to realize that yeah, there's consequences, and everybody who agrees with the way you do things, or just because you do things the way you do things, don't necessarily mean everybody's going to agree to the way that you do things. So yeah, it's a slippery slope. But here's the thing: I'm here for the shenanigans. I'm here for the mess. I'm here for all of it. So but unfortunately, some of these girls on Drag Race aren't. So I definitely want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think of this story? Are you Team Mistress on this, or do you feel like she is that? You know, everybody's being a little too serious. I need to calm down. It's entertainment. It's TV. It's like I'm really screwing you over and you're being hurt and stuff. It's like it's just entertainment. And then when you look at, or do you agree with the other girls? Was like, okay, Mistress, you was doing too much. And yeah, it's cute or whatever that you want to make for good TV and make it entertaining, but you also need to step up and show like what you're capable of in the challenges. So it'll be interesting to see like when they bring all the girls together for the semifinals, how she interacts with Acid Betty if she makes it to the semifinals. How she interacts with, because I do feel Ginger Minj will probably make it. How she'll interact with some of the other girls that's on the show. How she'll interact with Aja. Because her and Aja in the room together, and she tried to pull them shenanigans, but oh, it's on like Donica. Aja don't play that. So it'll be interesting to see how they all interact with each other when Mistress has to go up against other stronger contestants. So let me know what you got. Oh, not only that, but Diabetica. If she makes it to the finale, you already know how Diabetic is. So if Diabetica makes it to the semifinals, oh, it's gonna be good. That's gonna be TV gold, and I'm looking forward to the final 3 episodes when we get to the semifinals. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.